Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today is a milestone, marks a milestone. A milestone for the channel, a milestone for me. It's not a subscriber count, it's not a view count. It is that in almost 13 years of doing gun content on YouTube, Second Amendment and gun content on YouTube. Today is the first day that I'm doing a dedicated shotgun review video. In almost 13 years, I've never done a dedicated shotgun video. And today, that is of the Black Aces Tactical S2 Prophecy 12 gauge semi-auto long boy. Let's get into it. So I have had people in the recent past asked me to do more shotgun content, and I would say, how about some shotgun content to begin with? And that is this Black Aces shotgun. I contacted Black Aces and talked to them for a while concerning this video and me wanting to get into some shotgun content, and they sent this out to me. Now, to get the elephant in the room out of the way, Black Aces has a very, very murky history. They know that, I know that, and you know that. However, they're under new management, I believe new ownership as well, I could be wrong, but under new management, restaffed, and their sole purpose is to now make sure that their quality is up and their customer service is up, which is two things that the old Black Aces Tactical seriously and severely were lacking. So I wanted to get in on the ground floor of this. I heard that they were going through changes through my buddy Moose over on Just a Bit Outside, on Just a Bit Outside podcast, I think is his whole channel. I'll put a link to his channel down below. But Moose did a video on it. He's talked to me about it a little bit, and that's why I contacted Black Aces. I said, you know, if they're really turning things around, I want to get my hands on one, because you know I'm going to give you an honest video. And I have to tell you that right off the bat, I'm impressed with this shotgun. I'm not the only one impressed with this shotgun. I got a buddy who's a competition shooter, skeet and clay pigeon shooter, and he ran this a bunch one day, and he is impressed with it as well. He said something about not only does it swing well, which is terminology that I'm unfamiliar with. He said not only does it swing well, but it would probably be very good in like a 3-gun competition. So that's his opinion. Let's get into mine. Before we do that, if you like this sort of content, please hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Especially if you've had something from Black Aces very recently, and also in the past if you've had issues with their products, because I want to know these things. I am fairly new to this whole arena as far as semi-auto shotguns go, so I do want to hear about some of your experiences out there. So leave that comment down below. It all helps with the channel. If you want to support the channel further than that, you can become a member, and you can also shop through affiliate links. All of that information will be down below. I appreciate it very much. So just like all of my gun reviews, so many people like to go tip to butt. In my videos, we go ass to mouth, just like your mom likes it. Starting off with a healthy butt pad here, rubber butt pad, fairly soft. It's got some angles cut in it. Fits the shoulder very nicely when you wrap your shoulder up and around it. Fits the shoulder very nicely. Synthetic stock, a black finish across the receiver, a nice extended charging handle here, and it's on a swivel, right? And the action is just buttery smooth, and everything about it. The loading gate, the lifting gate, correct my terminology if I'm wrong. This is probably one of the few times where I'm reviewing a gun where you might know more about it than I do. But the lifting gate loading gate, whatever it is everything just runs very, very smoothly with this shotgun. The trigger is nice. The trigger, I'm not sure of the pull, but it is very light. Now, one thing with the trigger is that with lighter loads, like birdshot loads, I can outrun the trigger. I can recover my sights on target fast enough that I can outrun the trigger. However, with heavier loads, 3-inch loads, defensive loads, some of those Winchester Defender and things like that, slugs, that I cannot outrun the trigger. I may be able to if I was able to regain my sight fast enough, but with the heavier loads, no problems at all. With some of the really, really light loads, I'm able to regain my sight and outrun the trigger sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So you have a synthetic hand grip here. It does have a nut that goes on here to make it, I believe it's a 3+1, it might be a 4+1 in its standard configuration. And coming out through here, it becomes 9+1 with this red anodized tube. It does come red or blue. There is not a black option. I think the red looks kind of neat myself. And it does have a 20-inch barrel with a fiber optic front sight. Now, it does come with 3 chokes. The one that was installed in it when I got it is a 3-notch, and that's how I'm going to refer to them because, again, shotguns are not, obviously not, my forte. Rifles and pistols are. I'm getting more into shotguns, and I will be doing more shotgun content in the future, but as of today, my shotgun experience and shotgun training is fairly minimal, probably a little bit more than some people's, but a lot less than others. So I'm going to refer to them to their amount of notches because I'm unsure of what each notch means off the top of my head. So a single notch and is that a 4-notch? Yeah, a 4-notch, a 3-notch, and a single notch choke tubes in this nice little carrying case. Now, it is 2 3/4 and 3-inch compatible, and compatible with all Benelli M4 parts. So this is a clone of the Benelli M4. I've not shot the M4. I have no way to say how close they got with it. But I can tell you that my experience with this shotgun has been very good and very pleasant. I haven't had any issues. I take that back. I had one issue when I first put this mag tube on. I had on like the 4th or 5th round, the very first time I shot it, I had a shell partway extract or shoot out of the follower here. That was the one and only time that happened. I don't know if I just didn't have something aligned right or there was a burr on something. I'm not sure. Outside of that, I have not had any issues with this shotgun in 500 rounds. Today I hit 500 rounds on it, shot it a little bit just to get to that point. As I said, with really light loads, I can outrun the trigger, but it is a fast trigger. It is a pretty fast trigger. I'm just used to very light rifle triggers that I can get super, super tight splits with. Now, the weight on this guy is 8 pounds. 8 pounds and 8 feet, I think. 8 or 9 feet long. No, it is a long boy. I have to get way back here to get the whole thing into camera view. But it is 8 pounds, and I actually expected this thing to be a little bit more brutal as far as the recoil and the kick on it when I first shot it. So let's load up a few rounds. Obviously, different people, different size, different postures, things like that. The recoil mitigation is going to be a little bit different for everybody. Again, my buddy who is a competition shotgun shooter did like this. He didn't think it was bad either for its weight because it is pretty light. But I'll let you see me shoot this a little bit with a couple different rounds, and maybe you can gauge how that recoil looks to you. All right, so I have 8 rounds loaded up in this. I have 4. The first 4 that I'm going to shoot is Federal birdshot the basic kind of cheap light loads that you buy at Walmart. And then the other are Winchester Expert 3-inch, 1,550 feet per second, 12 gauge, 1 1/8 ounce. So that's the last 4. So you should see a difference there. Those were the Birdshot. Those were the 3-inch. Definite difference. I don't know if you could tell by my body, but I could tell in my shoulder. All right, let's see how fast I can do 5 rounds of the 3-inch. Like I said, I think it's a pretty fast trigger, and I can't outrun it with the heavier loads like that. Let's do the same 5 with the Federal Birdshot. All right, the Federal Birdshot low brass. That's what I mean by outrunning the trigger. I can outrun the trigger. That is a yes, I can outrun the trigger with Birdshot. All right, 5 more of the Federal Birdshot. And let's do 5 more of the Expert 3-inch. Damn, those kick. Those kick. Good shotgun. Again, the only issue, if you even call it an issue, that I can outrun the trigger on this. There's probably a lot of people that can't. There's probably other people that can. So price point on this guy is just north of $500. Not bad. I think you're getting a pretty good shotgun. In my limited experience, I think you're getting a pretty good shotgun for the price. I think it's right at $520, something like that. Mind you, YouTube, I don't sell firearms. I'm just relaying information. But yeah, you're getting a lot of shotgun. I think the thing runs really well, real smooth. The action is, again, very smooth. Nice big charging handle on it. Nice big bolt release. I think this is still called a bolt, but nice big bolt release. This cool red or blue, raised cooling rib or vent rib there. Not a heavy thing, not a heavy shotgun. Yeah. All right, everybody, that's it for the Black Aces Tactical S2 Prophecy. I would like to thank Black Aces, Mike over at Black Aces, for talking to me about this, working with me, being willing to work with me, not being known for shotgun content that I'm, my channel, and sending that out to me to play with, shoot the hell out of, and review. I've shot a bunch of different rounds through it. Thank you everybody out there that supports the channel. If you want to support the channel, there's a bunch of easy ways to do that. That is to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. That all helps the channel algorithm, because YouTube does not like putting gun content into people's feeds. So that's number 1. Number 2 and 3 is you can become a member of the channel. You get members only videos, unboxings, previews, things like that, video previews. And you can also shop at links that I have provided down below. Those are affiliate links, and it certainly helps out the channel. It helps me to continue providing you with content. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys later.